be too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
Welcome to the 3B Video Deep Cut Podcast.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. It was fun.
Aw, yeah, it's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rotten Roger DeMarco and...
This must be where the demon was conceived. Evil here, and let the dangertainment begin.
I wish I had an air horn. Yeah, one day he picked up a knife, and he never put it down. God damn it, here we are. Another fucking 2 weeks down.
A more memorable Halloween film for me.
It is memorable, but I think for all the wrong reasons, but there are a lot of fun wrong reasons, and boy howdy are we going to get into it in this hour. So, Evil, do you want to let the good folks out there in internet land have a brief plot synopsis of this movie, and then we can just jump right in?
Basically, Jamie Lee Curtis has a mental breakdown over killing a janitor, and Michael Myers, of course, waits about a year or so and decides to come kill her, and apparently she's disowned her son. We never see or hear anything of him ever again. And Michael does exactly what he does in Halloween Kills down the line. He just wants to go home. But his suburban home is also filled with underground catacombs, apparently, which also happens to be the perfect timing to start filming MTV's Fear. Oh, wait, I mean Dangertainment with Busta Rhymes.
Oh, boy. Yeah. And Funky Butt Lovin' himself. The kid from
Goodness gracious,
Year.
great balls of fire. It's the Rookie of the Year.
He'll never be the kid from American Pie. He'll always be that kid from Rookie of the Year.
Rudenberger.
Throw him the high, stinky cheddar. I'll never stop quoting that. Every time we talk about this movie, I think I say, throw him the high, stinky cheddar. But
That kid was like living in the 90s, but he was talking like he was born in the 50s.
Fucking A. And that movie's rad.
I like that that is overshadowing him drinking or him coming in a cup. I was like, drinking semen. I was like, no. That's Stifler that drinks his semen.
Yep. Drinks the old man juice. But
man stuff.
Boy, howdy. You know, we talked about it 2 weeks ago, how I felt like the end of H2O was kind of the perfect bookend to the franchise. It's pretty definitive, you know, head chopped off, not coming back. Like, I don't really know how you come back from that, but, you know, we're going to get into other, like, means of dispatching later in another 2 weeks that you shouldn't be able to come back from, but you still do. But, so Michael fakes Jamie out, and he
knows he's going to be losing this fight, so he throws it early by sending in a
ringer?
Yeah, a ringer to take the dive for him by crushing this janitor's throat, which I'm just going to combine the whole kind of first bit of this movie and something that I just question then, now, and will always, and it makes no sense.
Forever.
No sense to me. Yeah, then, now, forever. WWE. Michael comes back. Jamie Lee Curtis has a trap set in her insane asylum. She
in Smith's Grove.
Yeah, in Smith's Grove. Snares Michael. He's hanging upside down over like a 3-story ledge. And he starts to fake out like, oh, it might not be Michael. Like,
yeah, I'm wearing a mask. I'm wearing a mask. Should I take this mask off?
She has to take the mask off. But I've always been like, you've not seen what this guy looks like in probably 30, 40 years.
Well, and also, why would it be... It wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. He tried to kill you. He chased you onto the roof and has a butcher knife. Who gives a fuck what his face looks like? You don't need to make sure
what his face looks like is irrelevant because she wouldn't know what the hell Michael Myers looks like.
Yeah, it's the least of your concerns. stab him and drop him. Although dropping him 3 stories, like what's that supposed to do? Like,
have we done it yet?
No, but she stabbed him with
then.
a flag. Okay, so she stabbed him with like multiple butcher knives, and then he fell off a 2nd story through a table. He took a hellacious bump. So I don't imagine like falling 3 stories onto some grass is
after
is
6, 7 tries, you're just gonna start like, maybe this will work. Maybe this will.
Right.
It's like a video game where you're stuck on a puzzle. You're like, just try anything, see if it works. Shit, throw them off the fucking edge. Maybe that'll work. But my whole point is,
throw some ideas to the board.
The whole point is, I was like, they have not seen each other face to face since 1978. I was like, she's not, in 20 years, she's not going to know what the hell he looks like. I wouldn't know. I'm barely able to recognize someone if I've not seen them in 5 years. Right. Let alone someone that I've only seen for a flashing second once in 20 years previously. Yeah. 22 years previously.
And the whole thing with Jamie coming back, which we've covered in our commentary, I think we did a live stream on this as well, so we've spent a lot of time talking about this movie.
I think we just did a commentary for it, as far as I know.
I believe we also did a live stream. We did a live stream right before we did a commentary, like weeks before. But so here's the thing about that whole dispatching of Jamie Lee Curtis is she agreed to come. So first of all, she agreed to be in H2O if they killed Michael Myers definitively. That was like her words. I will only be in this movie if it's the last one. She does the movie.
Psych.
They do the old, it made a ton of money, let's make another one. Then they ask her, will you be in this one? And she's like, I will only be in this movie if you give me a shit ton of money and fucking kill me so I don't ever have to deal with this again. Fast forward to 2018, I will only be in this movie if you pay me a shitload of money and kill me in the end. Like, here we go.
I mean this movie. I mean this trilogy of movies.
Yeah. So, immediately this movie leaves a bad taste in my mouth because it is just a cash grab. And you know it, I know it, everybody listening knows it. The people who like this movie even know it. It is a blatant cash grab. Like, we even discussed it wasn't released anywhere near October.
It was like July, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a summer movie, so it was like a
summer movie, summer not.
Yeah, let's get this fucker out in the summer. Which, if they really wanted to be smart, they would have released it in October, and they would have guaranteed they made more money just for people going to see a Halloween movie on Halloween.
Well, I mean, I gotta wonder what else is coming out in movies that came out in summer of 2002. Well, we have Star Wars. I think
nerds.
Episode 2. So Attack of the Clones. That was a thing. So see, starting in May we have Unfaithful. That came out. That's an awesome movie.
I don't know that.
Unfaithful with Diane Lane. You not seen that one? Richard Gere? He fucking kills this dude with a fucking, like, it's straight up creep show. Like, he kills him with a fucking like an ashtray, and then dump him in a fucking garbage bin. Let's see, you got some heavy-esque hitters in the early May with Star Wars, The Bourne Identity, Minority Report. I mean, it wasn't as big as the first one, but we have Men in Black 2. That's coming out in July. Early July. Signs. That's what really kind of grabbed everything by the throat in August and kind of held everything there. So,
well, and that movie's gangster as fuck, so I can totally see it.
So it had an uphill battle, but I mean, summer blockbusters was kind of a thing. But yeah, it's a cash grab, but it's a silly ass cash grab, and that's what makes it memorable to me. Because as soon as we get done with the dispatching of Jamie Lee Curtis, we get a scene that I just have always loved ever since I saw it in the theater, is when Michael gets out of the car, is standing looking at his house, and you just hear whoop whoop.
Yep.
He
fucking locks
security locks a car
that he stole to get home.
Again, Jason is never doing this shit.
No.
Jason is never driving a car. Jason is never conscious or worried about theft of an automobile. But Michael is.
Technically, Jason does drive a car in Jason Goes to Hell, but you don't see it. You hear the cop car pull up, and when that's what, the whole get the hell away from her, Ed.
He's probably driving the same way as that dude is driving the fucking cop car in Critters, like backwards with the siren blowing. He's probably driven through 3 houses. Again,
I imagine he drives it like Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street when he's all fucked up on Quaaludes.
He drives it like how you picture me driving a car in the Evil Dead game when I'm Henry the Red, just screaming and smashing into trees.
Everything.
Again, this is a man who shit in a toilet that he ripped out and put in the woods. Michael is the smartest slasher of the bunch because he's worried about every day. That's his relatable moment. Like, I worry about people stealing my car too.
And especially in front of a rundown neighborhood.
Illinois is no joke.
Well, and also, let me say this. We talked about it with 5. We talked about it with 6. The fact that the house never quite looks like the house, and it's terrible in 5 and 6. Like, 6 is more passable because the house has a porch, but this one, they built from scratch, which you got to give them a little bit of credit for that. Like, there is some love that's gone into the design of the exterior of this house. It's pretty fucking spot on, albeit it's spot on in a Nightmare on Elm Street 4 kind of way. Like, it is completely derelict and run down. Like,
yeah, so much it's unrecognizable to me.
Yeah, the city ain't mowing the yard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't get it. They just tear the fucker down and put like a park or something over it. It's a murder site. Just do something with it. But yeah, and the fact that once Busta Rhymes moves in this crew to investigate this house. 1, it's a small house, and that many people, it's gonna go pretty quick. But 2, I was like, none of them question like that any of this shit would still be in here. Like,
yeah, not for a while at least. Then after a while, they're like,
They're just these fucking kids thinking they can solve this fucking mystery in a night. Loomis obsessed about this shit for fucking 40 years and never figured it out. His conclusion was he's pure evil and he's inhuman.
Yeah. Logistically speaking, I have an issue with the fact that Busta Rhymes has dumped thousands upon thousands of dollars into this.
It's gotta be millions.
Yeah, it's a ton of money, right? But he does not select the cast until mere days before doing the show. That I have an issue with. Casting should have been secured long ago.
Well, this is straight up. They're cashing in on, like, the big thing on MTV is MTV's Fear, where you just get a good bunch of fucking kids, put them in a place, put equipment on them, and we just record them doing dumb shit in supposedly haunted locations. They're like, let's make that a movie. They tried to be fucking slick and be like, hey, remember War of the Worlds when people thought that shit was possibly real on the radio? That's what we were going for. Like, bullshit. You're going for Fear. You're not going for War of the Worlds. You're not. Don't try to get classy on me.
And also mix in a little Blair Witch, because let's be honest, the Akkad family saw how much money Blair Witch made and how cheaply it was done, and then they went, well, let's do that. You know, I mean, there's all these, people sitting around in a boardroom going, that's what's hot now, let's do that. And as a result, this movie definitely suffers from a lot of that stuff. And my biggest problem is, well, you already brought it up, is the fact that Josh Hartnett's not there. So we don't continue any lineage. We're just completely abandoning lineage so that we can have this cash grab on MTV Fear and Blair Witch and, whatever's hot. They just abandon all timeline other than dispatching Jamie Lee Curtis. So it feels so very forced to me. It does not take away from the fact that it is super dumb fun, and I did see it opening weekend, and I had a good time, but I was like, that mask is dumb, his hair is dumb, I can see his eyes. What the fuck is Busta Rhymes doing? All the questions we all have.
Is rough, but I like it more than all the bullshit going through on the previous movie.
Oh, 100%.
If I'm picking mask, I'm picking this one. But if we're going with biggest problems of this movie, mine, it was, is, and will, again, always will be that this is 2002. Busta Rhymes is doing an internet show from a fucking van using wireless connections for how many people is it? 4, 6, 8 people?
Yeah, so you got the lead girl, her best friend, which is the Brittany Murphy, like poor man's Brittany Murphy.
I think that's I keep thinking that's Brittany Murphy too.
You got Rookie of the Year. You got the
Save the Last Dance guy, the cook.
Yeah, you got the cook. You got the spooky guy who's into horror, and you got the poor woman's Juliette Lewis, or not Juliette Lewis. What's her name from the redhead girl?
I don't know any of their names. No, none of
Julianne Moore. Julianne
Moore.
Poor man's Julianne Moore. So that's a cast of 6, not counting Busta, Tyra Banks, their cameraman Kenny, or whatever his fucking name is, and
So this is we're saying 6. We'll just say 6 cameras.
6 are on cam. 6 are running
people.
cameras. Yeah.
Then all the still cameras that are set up inside the house, and this is all streaming through an internet show that I'm assuming is not something you have to pay to like pay-per-view, because when the kid opens that up at the party at someone else's house, he's not busting out a credit card or nothing. So this is an internet show that has no pop-up ads, no sponsorships, nothing of the sort in there, no affiliates or anything in here.
Product placement. Face the label out.
Not a single bit of product placement. And they can afford a cappuccino machine in this van that is controlling everything. And we're here.
No, that's in the garage. They're running it from the van and the garage.
And we're here in 2022. And we still occasionally have problems just having a call between 2 people on the internet now.
With the highest speed internet directly connected. Yeah.
Yeah, internet that they couldn't even dream of. Like, this is still... We're barely getting out of. No, we're not out of there yet, because this is the era.
Dial-up age.
Yeah, this is the era of I gotta wait 4 hours to download to watch a 2-minute trailer for Freddy vs. Jason, and they're doing live streaming.
So it's ridiculous, but it was way ahead of its time, like 100% ahead of its time, and there are many movies that have emulated it and done it better, as far as I'm concerned. But this movie it leaves a bad taste in my mouth with the way that everything is done. So again, we've completely abandoned the cult of Thorn.
He has no purpose now, really. He's killed. He's into the bloodline. That storyline, like all the other storylines, are finished. Like, he has nothing really to do.
Yeah, so we're led to believe that he's going to escape this insane asylum, and he just wants to go sleep in the underground catacombs until what, the next Halloween, to kill people? Like, is that?
That's assumed. I literally have no idea. Like, is this just like it's now Crystal Lake? Just in this house? Like, if they try to tear this house down, is he just going to be razzing with construction workers the whole time?
Very Jason-esque, yeah. Very Jason-esque. And just, it's so different. We talk about that every podcast, of how we're just getting further and further removed from the source material and what makes the source material work so well. And
it's just watered down, and just put something out there, no matter what it is. We'll figure it out later. And this also suffers a little bit of Halloween 5 stuff we talked about, because Busta and Tyra Banks are installing faux baby chairs with straps on them and fake skeletons and cameras and shit and that only razzes Mike one time from his mouse cooking in the basement to kill somebody. And what does he do with that cameraman's body? Like, he straight up, he does what's that movie? Is it Peeping Tom?
Peeping Tom, yeah.
Yeah, where the dude gets stabbed with a tripod. That's his murder implement. What happens to that guy after he gets stabbed? I was like, they didn't leave him there, like, impaled on the floor, and these people just never saw him.
High angles, scary. Low angles, scary. Straight angles,
boring.
Yeah, it's boy howdy. I don't know, man. And the lead actress, she's fine.
Bianca, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, she's fine in what she, is bringing to the table. Actually, pretty much all the characters that are in this lead group, they're tolerable. It's just that the movie itself doesn't give them enough to do.
Except I feel like maybe they give a little bit to the kind of swarmy guy who wants to hook up with the redhead who doesn't seem interested. But I feel we get somewhat with Save the Last Dance guy because he's a cook, and of course that's going to be his shorthand for everything. Like, maybe it was
you got it.
Maybe it was just poor diet. And I like how he just went straight up Three Ninjas when he's facing off with Michael. He's just grabbing the spices and shit, trying to blind him.
Hey, that works, dog.
I was literally like watching him like Three Ninjas, like, oh, my eyes are burning, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and then I guess that's another shortcoming, right? Is that everyone's character arc is very surface level. Like, he's a cook, so of course he has to talk about food
Cooking
and food related things all the time. Brittany Murphy, poor man's Brittany Murphy, Katie Sackhoff, she wants to be internet famous, and so it's very like, show some skin, like blah blah blah, like that whole.
What are they supposed to be getting? Is it a scholarship or some shit for completing this? I'm trying to remember what it is. Like what they get for completing the night. I know they get a check from Vincent Price for $10,000 or $1 million.
I was adopted.
I had nothing to do with all this.
Fucking ridiculous.
I feel like they were gonna get something for completing, getting it, and the lead basically was not gonna get it until she screamed and then broke some fucking glass, and that made Busta lick his lips, and which is the international sign for yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying this. Who's trying to disturb me while I'm watching my Watch Chung Lee? Which I'm gonna go ahead and get it out of the way. The internet hates Busta Rhymes in this movie. For me, he is the most enjoyable part of this movie. He's so
Busta
over
Rhymes.
The top.
Wait,
right?
The only thing I don't like is that, and it's just because maybe it's because I'm just super white and it's just not my thing to know. But he has one like hook sideburn on one side of his face. Like, look at his face. He has like one sideburn, but the other side doesn't have it. And I'm like, what?
Ooh, Freddy boy. I don't know, man.
Like, ooh, is he going for an excessive like The Rock look at the time? But no, he just has one.
No,
like, that's
just one.
Fucking weird looking to me.
He had a sponsorship deal with Nike. It's a swoosh. Yeah, no, he's definitely my favorite part, and that is, to me, being like saying that out loud and recording myself saying that should 100% be a testament to how wrong this movie is. You know what I mean? Like, this movie misses the mark so hard.
I thought you were just gonna be like putting our further line in the sand and just bring on the toxicity.
Yeah,
like,
well, also, give it to me.
You know what, Busta Rhymes? It's kind of fun to watch.
He's fucking dope. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how far removed from Halloween we really are, when the best thing about a Halloween movie is Busta Rhymes. Okay, like, and I nothing against Busta at all. Like, but he's a hip hop star in a 2002 the 8th entry of a franchise, and he's the best thing. Like, that's a fucking noggin scratcher, dude.
I mean, but he beat Snoop Dogg to the game of doing what Snoop Dogg ended up doing, and just getting fucking ripped and doing commentary for Animal Planet and UFC fights. He's doing it just watching kung fu movies. And the strangest thing about Busta Rhymes to me is I know who Busta Rhymes is. I know what he looks like. I don't know a single goddamn song of his.
Wow. Well, you're also not a hip hop head. I'm not. Basically, his entire early discography.
But it's kind of weird that I'm like, oh, I know Busta Rhymes. Like, you know any of his tunes? Not a one.
As an introductory tune, you should listen to "Break Your Neck." So
I just thought that was weird because I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, I just know Busta Rhymes. But like, then I thought, how do I know Busta Rhymes? And I don't know how I know Busta Rhymes. That's some kind of power, man. In 2002, for me to know who Busta Rhymes was, and I had never listened and didn't know. I still don't know anything about him. 20 years later, I still don't know a goddamn song that he wrote. You
just know that he knows kung fu.
Does he know kung fu? Like, do you think he trains, or do you think he's just like he's playing out a movie in his head and he's just doing the shit from the movie? Is he watching the movie and like trying to mimic the moves?
Well,
or you think he's a legit his character trained in fighting?
Busta himself is big into martial arts, so
really,
yeah, which is, I'm guaranteeing that was like his influence. Like,
that was his input on the character.
Yeah, can I be watching some kung fu and maybe throw a kick?
Akkad's like, I don't give a fuck what you're watching, whatever.
Right. Well,
I don't even know who you are. My son liked you. That's the only reason I gave you a job.
Yeah, see, I was going to say, that's the other thing, is that Akkad was 100% influenced by his son, being like, oh man, you got to have Busta. You know, I mean,
he's just floating names out there, and his son's like, Busta Rhymes. Like, oh, okay,
yeah, do that.
Okay, we're signing Busta Rhymes, son.
Mm-hmm. So the one cool thing I will say about this movie is, even if you have it on DVD or you have it on Blu-ray, there is a special feature where you can watch the movie completely through all the cameras.
It's like 40-something minutes long.
Yeah, because it cuts out all the party shit.
And I'm a dumb question, but have you tried that?
Yeah, it's not bad, and it makes the movie more tolerable. Yeah, it's kind of dope.
I couldn't finish it. I thought the same thing. I'd be like, this is gonna be cool. I'm gonna do this, and I've never finished it.
Yeah, it's not bad, dude.
I'll maybe get halfway through, and I'll be like, because it's grainy.
It's hard to see.
It's hard to see, and I'm like, I don't want to sit through 43 minutes of what the internet used to look like.
Yeah, I've done that. I lived it. But
my VHS
I don't mind
tapes
it.
Look better than this.
But I think it's a very cool special feature because if you are a fan of the movie, it gives you the movie from that perspective. And, that's not for me to decide or for you to decide. Like, if you're a fan of the movie, you're probably going to fucking get a kick out of that. And I liked it enough. So, like, watching that special feature, I thought, that's pretty dope. It's kind of the same thing with the Dawn of the Dead remake, how one of the special features is the gun shop guys.
Andy's journal, yeah.
Yeah, which is amazing. It's hokey and cheesy, but it's fucking awesome.
I never thought it was hokey and cheesy. I always spoiler, watching that is just like watching any of the Dead movies, minus Return. All of them are entertaining, but fucking dark and depressing for me. Yeah. I never leave any of the movies feeling good, and watching Andy just deteriorate for this fucking fish he got for his kid, and then he just eats the fish. Like, it's just like, damn, man, damn.
And then get bit like right when you're getting saved.
Yeah, it's like, god damn, Andy.
Yeah.
Damn,
you motherfucker.
But yeah, I mean, we got some movies where we barely got a trailer for a bonus feature, and like, I like that they went all out and like, make that give them real fucking cameras. Let's really record shit and let's put it all together and make it a bonus feature.
Yeah,
and this is
pretty dope. Innovative.
This was the director that did part 2. Like, we have a returning director, Rick Rosenthal.
Rosenthal, yeah.
And he had 3 different endings for this that he wanted to initially do in different theaters.
Yeah. That way you wouldn't know what you were getting, and then you. So here's the thing about those: it's boasted they're alternate endings.
Not much,
but they all essentially end the same on a boo, Michael jump scare, just from a different area, right? I think one is when they open up the body bag at like right outside the house, ha, and then I think
one's
one
like
is
they open up outside. And there's a scare, or no, it's like they open up the bag, he grabs Busta, and Michael gets an axe in the face. Another one's him like leaping up out of like a sewer drain or some shit.
And then the other one's at the morgue,
the
right?
third one's at the morgue, but that's the one we got in the theater, and the one that's like the established ending.
Yep. So that's also definitely a sign of the times of. It's 2002 and people are really starting to exploit what the internet can do. People are finding the evil that the internet can do.
Oh no, 02, the internet's still a magical place.
No, man, I remember living through this like in like 98, 99, 98 when Scream 2, Scream 2's script got leaked by someone who was on the production staff. So because it was originally going to have a completely different ending, but the script got leaked, so they had to reshoot and change a bunch of shit because of the internet. And that's sort of, we're starting to deal with that evil of people putting up. I mean, it would still take you, with LimeWire or whatever, Napster, it would still take you a fucking week to download a movie, but they were there and they looked like shit. But you could, remember Jason X got leaked overseas fucking 6 months before it hit America theaters. So like,
I guess
people
in all
were
those aspects you're right. I'm just going on my own personal, like, the internet was still young and magical in the 90s and 02. It would take another 15 years for it to start really circling the drain.
Right. But that's all based on your very own experience. If you weren't a piece of shit stealing movies,
I had no idea that even Jason X was even leaked, that it was already out until long after, like, it actually come out in theaters for us. Like, I was just didn't know. I was not searching for that stuff. The extent of my depravity on the internet was just LimeWire and Napster before
stealing some music.
Yeah, just music shit. That's all.
Yep, music and porn. But we were adolescent boys. We were teenage boys.
That shit still took too long to fucking load. We were like, you know what? I can finish before this fucking screen does.
Yo, quick draw McGraw. No, but so the Akkads were definitely like, cognizant of the fact that their movie could be leaked and or stolen. So I know there's a work print edition of Halloween Resurrection, and I think it's called Halloween Homecoming. And there's a little bit more gore and some more dialogue and stuff like that. And I believe that got leaked around the time Halloween 8 hit theaters. So having those alternate endings definitely helped. Like, you don't know what you're getting, even though it was essentially like the last minute of the movie, so it's not that big of a deal.
You mentioned Brad Laurie earlier, which have you seen him recently?
Yeah, he's looking a little rough.
Rough, like, but not in like a like Gary Busey rough. Like, he looks rough like the dude. I mean, I guess the dude just aged 20 years, but he just like his hair's all white. Like, man. You look like you aged 20 years. I guess because you have.
Oh wait, you did.
But how do you think? How do you like his work as Michael? Because he's a stuntman, formerly.
I don't like it.
Really?
I've never been a big fan of the way he moves. But also, I think it's just like, for me, when I don't like the costume, I have a very, very hard time liking the performer. And I know that costume, I'm like 99% sure that Michael Myers mask they didn't have someone sculpt it. They fucking bought it from like HalloweenMasks.com. Like,
it has such a smirk ass look on his face too. Like if the mask face looks like if somebody farted and they said, "Nuh-uh, wasn't me."
Yeah,
Really?
it's not a good mask. Yeah, I am like 99% sure that they just bought it off of a site, and that way they could have multiples and not worry about sculpting one because they had such trouble with Halloween H2O. So
And people probably just stealing that shit.
right, yeah. So they just decided on a mask that was in mass production, so they wouldn't have to fucking deal with it. And as a result,
Or a budget thing. They're like, we spent so much money to bring Jamie Lee back one more time. Where we're gonna cut some costs at? And they're like, the mask. Fuck it.
yeah, just get the fucking $60, HalloweenMasks.com
Shit.
mask.
Well, after all the fucking debacle of the last movie and all the different masks and the teams and shit hired to bring it on and look at it, I would have probably done that too.
Yeah.
Been like, you know what? It ain't worth the headache to try to do some weird little tweaks and adjustments to a mask that's essentially supposed to be featureless.
In the darkness? Yeah. Well, and also, like, I think that the mask is too shiny, which is another problem of mine. Like,
I go the other
white
way on this
is
one. I
fine.
think it's got too much shading in spots.
Well, but it's shiny looking. Like, it's got a lot of shading, but it's shiny. And that's the deal with the mask is it shouldn't have any shading. It should be a
shadow.
flat, matte white, and you should use shadow. You should use lighting. And they don't really do that. But they do one of my favorite things when it comes to lighting, and your favorite things, blue equals night.
Yep.
Because if it was really a house with no electricity, we all know you wouldn't be able to see a goddamn thing.
No.
So you got to have blue lighting everywhere.
Yeah, moonlighting is ultra bright in the cinema world.
And blue as fuck.
I mean, literally, like this morning, I got up for work, and yeah, that moon is fucking bright, but not in a house, not in any kind of enclosed space. Shit doesn't work.
No, not at all. That's just not how moonlight works. Darkness is darkness, but
Only in the cinema world.
I will say this though about this movie. I feel like it did kind of step it up when it came to the kills. I feel like
Oh my god,
there's some really good kills in this movie. I mean, they're not great. They're not groundbreaking kills by any stretch of the imagination. But
I will give discounted Brittany Murphy her beheading looks pretty good.
it's good shit,
Pretty
and
flawless.
yeah. And then, jumping through the mirror and stabbing the rookie of the year is good. Like,
That's great. That was not expecting that, because they do that when he's like right in the middle of like, oh, I'm gonna get you, lady. Oh, and when I do, it's gonna.
yeah, blam. And then the mooshing of the one guy's head is really good. That's kind of a throwback to earlier Myers stuff. A little throwback to Grady of Part 4. But yeah, it's not bad when it comes to the kills.
Do you have a brown panty then?
If I have to give it to anybody, I'm gonna give it to the smarter redhead girl. Even though she's supposed to be super smart, she makes a bunch of terrible decisions and running down that corridor and getting impaled on the gate or whatever.
I'll give you that. I was gonna give it to the camera guy. Poor Kenny. Because I don't know. I know, like,
it wasn't his
what
fault.
happened to him? He's just trying to make up cinematic shit, and he just gets stabbed.
I went to such and such school. Same as Spielberg.
Yeah, that guy had ambitions.
Yep.
And he ain't getting paid anything for this. They definitely ran out of money for paying folks. Like, if they're paying for...
Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes.
Well, I was just thinking in storyline wise of like all these cameras, all this setup, all the internet usage, paying, but this is still probably paying by the hour for internet usage remotely.
Oh, for sure.
A cappuccino machine, which I'm not gonna let go because a cappuccino machine is fucking pricey, and one that's mobile ain't no cheaper. And up to 6 potential scholarships to kids for college for going and doing this stupid shit. all with no sponsorship deals or pop-up ads or any of that stuff. I don't know what fucking relative Busta Rhymes character killed to get the money he does, but Dangertainment is definitely a millionaire's like death money.
Mm-hmm. Michael Myers is not a soundbite.
What the hell else do you think he did? Like, what else was his like attempts at Dangertainment? You think this is his first foray in this kind of thing?
Yeah. I was gonna say that, or he's a hip hop mogul, you know. But you know, I don't know, man. It seems like the kind of thing where he was like convinced. I feel like his wife. I feel like Tyra Banks is supposed to be like his wife or girlfriend. I feel like she had the money, and he was like the dude, you know, that she met at like a nightclub and then ended up dating. And he's like, "Babe, I got this idea. I just need you to front me some money." Like she's like successful. She's like a banker, you know, some shit. She's got loot, and he's like, "Come on, babe." You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's working
like
her over.
He bites his lip. Yeah, I feel like he's not.
She's put up she's Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters. She put her house up for she mortgaged her house and all of her assets for Dangertainment.
Yep. Because you know, this is the pilot episode, but the dreams are big for them.
What's his next step though? Let's say Michael Myers the real Myers doesn't show up. What is the end game? Like, does he turn this into a film? Because he dresses up as Michael Myers, attacks the people in the show.
Yeah.
So is he supposed, like, let's say they went off without a hitch, without any murders or accidents that took place. What is the end game? Is it to make a found footage style movie and release it that way? And this is all just, is he all kayfabing? Maybe he's kayfabing all these people to make them believe it so he gets genuine reactions when shit goes down? Like, what is the...
Yeah, I feel like it's like scare tactics, you know? So, like...
He wants an MTV show.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, he wants them to solve these bogus clues and whatnot. It's almost like an escape room, you know what I mean? It's just a filmed escape room. You're solving all this shit, and then, you know... Your reactions and everything are real, and then you don't know that a killer is going to be there, so you get fucking scared, and then, you know, then he takes his mask off and goes, "I'm Freddy Boy, and this is Dangertainment," you know, ha, gotcha. And then episode 2, right? Like, I feel like that's...
Nothing against Busta Rhymes, but I feel like I would annihilate a Busta Rhymes themed escape room. Like, if that character was like, "I built an escape room," I'd be like, I feel like I could pretty much beat it in a quarter of the time allotted to me.
Record time. What if you had to rap really fast like Busta Rhymes to unlock a door or something?
He doesn't rap in this. He just does he just watches kung fu shit and licks his lips.
That's true. Okay, what if you had to, you know, open palm strike a brick to open a door? That's
probably the extent of his, like, escape room show. Like, if you can kick this door down, you escape. Oh, shit, he kicked the door down.
The ghetto escape room.
Like, he's not putting clues and shit in things.
I'm gonna lock this house. I'm gonna light it on fire. If you can kick down the door before you burn to death, you win.
Yeah, that's the Busta Rhymes themed escape room. He's not. There's no thought process in really this setup.
I mean, there's a little bit, which also, you know, the body pit, the faux body pit in the basement,
the dungeon,
has always, like, I've always been like, that's a lot of money. Like, that is a lot of money on prop gore.
Yeah, like I said, this is
to potentially not ever be discovered.
This is a
like,
multi-million-dollar investment that is really not likely going anywhere, and Tyra Banks is going to be living off the streets tomorrow if she wasn't strung up by her cappuccino machine at the end of this movie. Like,
which we get cheated. We straight up get cheated out of watching her die. I think there's a deleted scene where she does get killed on camera.
I do need to see that because I am warranted that, because sidebar to Tyra Banks, I need to see her die on camera, is she had her TV show for a number of years, the Tyra Banks show, and there was a period of time I used to work overnights, and when the wife was working overnights with me, she's the type of person that has to have the TV on during the time. Yeah. I'm the guy that's like, put a fan on, that's my white noise, but she wants a TV on. So I used to be able to judge by hearing what was on the TV how much sleep I had left in my day before I had to get up. And I know it's like around 2 o'clock or something is when the Tyra Banks show would come on. And I swear to God, one of the days, it was just cheering. Like I heard like, ah, and I was like, oh, that's probably the intro. Like it'll stop soon. But I feel it was 30 minutes straight of just, ah. And I was like, what the fuck? Why are you applauding for a half hour straight?
Shut the fuck up!
Just all you gotta do is just say the Tyra Banks show to the wife, and she'll start giggling because she knows like that fucking show kept me awake from people applauding for no goddamn reason. So I need to see her strung up in that fucking van.
Yeah, well, check the deleted scenes because I'm pretty fucking sure that that's a thing that happened, and I think it got cut because she was not good at it. You know what I mean? I think it was just not a good scene, and so they're like, I guess not. Like, so it's left pretty ambiguous, right? Like you got a POV shot of her doing whatever, dancing around, making cappuccino, and then we don't see her until the very end when she's hanging by those cables, which, before we jump into all of our other segments and whatnot, I have got to bring this up because I've done it in the commentary. I did it in the live stream. I fucking hate at the end of the movie when the lead girl, when there's an explosion and that little shelf falls on her and she's pinned down. There is a 2-channel mixing board on top of her leg and she can't move. They weigh less than a pound. I have a 5-channel mixing board, and it weighs maybe 8 pounds.
Maybe she's channeling that Bruce Campbell Evil Dead, where that shelf that is on top of him just weighs way too much for him to push off.
Like, we don't know. That could have been oak.
Shit was not oak.
Yeah. Mixing boards are fucking light as shit, and every single time I get to that spot in the movie, I'm like, no.
I wouldn't know that.
And also, well, you've got your Tascam, which is essentially a mixer.
Oh, so this Tascam fell on my foot, and I'm like, oh, shit.
You could not move.
Move on without me, Raj.
Let's also talk about Palm Pilots and text messages in 2002. And they're not even text messages. They're fucking emails, okay? This is email.
Yeah, I never had a Palm Pilot, so this is foreign technology to me, but it was texting before texting, apparently.
Yeah, so it's just emails. They're literally sending emails to each other.
Way too goddamn fast.
Yeah, so that she can evade Michael Myers.
Coming up the stairs.
By the time you fucking hit send, he's at the top of the stairs.
By the time you hit send, the movie should already be over.
She's dead. Yeah, she's dead. Like, don't make any noise, and then your phone's like, boom.
Yeah, anyone watching today is like, oh, that seems logical, because now you can ask like a security question on your computer, and it'll send shit to your phone immediately. That's not how things worked in 2002. Like, if you send an email, come back in a couple hours, it might be there. Refresh a few times, it might be there. It is not in real time acting like this. Much like the internet itself is not moving this fucking quickly. I didn't stream anything in 2002, but I don't think I had any technology that could, even if I wanted to.
No. You know, I mean,
the house would catch fire like it does at the end of this film if I tried to live stream something in 2002.
Yeah, we talked about trying to download a movie trailer or a video game trailer, and how that would take like your evening. Like, your evening was like, I am going to watch this 30-second teaser.
Yeah, I'm gonna start downloading it. Then I'm gonna go about my day. Like I'm putting a fucking turkey in the slow roaster. I can come back at the end of the day. Then I'll enjoy the trailer.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, you've talked about it with the Freddy vs. Jason trailer. I've talked about it with like the WWF No Mercy game. Like when they first were dropping a trailer. Like, I had a buddy, and I will never forget this. I had a buddy come spend the night, and he had told me, like, hey man, they just dropped that No Mercy trailer. It's on the internet. We can download it. Like, you can go to whatever, WWF.com and download it to watch it. So we fucking clicked it, and it's like right after school on like a Friday evening, you know, or afternoon.
3:45 p.m.
We fucking download it. We click download. We go to the grocery store. We rent 2 movies, which one was Phantoms with Ben Affleck, and the other was called Resurrection, and it had Christopher Lambert in it. We rent both of those movies. We grab some chips. We grab some sodas. We come back. We eat our chips and sodas. We watch both of these movies. My mom cooks dinner. We eat dinner. It's like midnight. We're laying down. Like, I'm on my bed. He's on my floor. And we're fucking watching, like, some dumb shit on TV. And he leans up and looks at the computer and is like, it's done. Fucking 7 hours? 7 hours. And we were like, oh my God, you know? And you click it once, you watch it once,
that was it.
And then so we're like, can't take your fucking eyes off the screen for that 30 seconds. Yeah, and that's exactly how life was, man. Like, those mini doses of serotonin, you know, and that's why I appreciate the internet so fucking much.
Oh, how far we've come in the 20 plus years since this film was released.
That's still fucking weird to say. This is a classic.
Yeah. 2 decades have passed since this movie was released. Over that now.
My hairline went away. My facial hair turned gray. A lot of shit's
hairline
happened.
receded. My waistline increased.
Mm-hmm.
Gray hairs have accumulated, and I'm starting to look like Brad Laurie now.
Busta Rhymes still out there kicking ass, man.
Is he? I haven't heard shit from him since this movie.
Oh yeah, Busta Rhymes still doing the damn
whatever
thing.
the hell it is Busta Rhymes does, and I have no idea what it is. I'm waiting for his comeback in one of these movies. Man, what if he's coming back? We're technically, as of this recording, we are days away from Halloween Ends dropping officially.
Yes.
What if Busta Rhymes comes back and then Halloween Ends?
Oh my God. I hope that the radio show, because we're pushing really hard about that radio tower and the radio show. There's like some sort of shock jock working at the radio
Dr.
station.
Dementia.
I fucking hope it's called Dangertainment. Dr. Dementia's Dangertainment.
Starts at 8.
Please, God.
I want Dangertainment to be like just a YouTube channel someone's watching on their phone in the movie.
Yeah. So we're a few movies removed from Donald Pleasance, but do you think Donald Pleasance would watch Dangertainment as Dr. Loomis? Do you think Dr. Loomis would watch Dangertainment?
I feel like he'd be like that Howard Stern fan, like he would hate it, but he would be listening to it and watching it when he's at home. I would say it's like, nah, like he's too technically sophisticated for that kind of shit, but he was listening to the shock jock.
Oh yeah,
as much as the whole town was. So as bug nuts crazy as that guy was, he very much had his finger on the pulse of trendy things going on. So everyone listening to talk radio and DJ chatter, he was all aboard. So in the era of soon to be YouTube channels and reality TV, Blair Witch kind of shit, I feel like he'd be there too.
Dr. Loomis definitely.
But he'd also be like showing up at the house being like,
I love your shit, but you can't be here.
Oh God, yeah, he has another giant chain net attached to the ceiling.
He's just like, you just keep cutting back to him, and he's just trying to like unplug cords and shit, like from the van, just trying to
not understanding what they do.
I'm going to kill the feed. How you like that, Busta?
That's the wrong cable, Grandpa. Yeah.
Yeah, the power to the town goes out.
He's just chops it's like a big fucking row of cables, and he just smokes them all with an axe and gets electrocuted.
He's not doing it. He's backing his car into a telephone pole and taking out the power to the fucking city. And he's like, we're using generators. Like, oh shit, the mayor's gonna be pissed at me again.
You let him out?
I didn't let him. They let him out. I tried to keep him in. And I didn't
fuck.
smash over the telephone poles. I'm an old man. I don't even have a license anymore.
He blames it all on
I was
Michael.
like, I just have the permit for my gun, which holds 9 shots. It only fires 6, and it won't kill
There's
him.
3 on reserve. 3 on reserve.
I also have this blow dart gun in the back.
Only slightly used.
Frustrated because I can't shoot him with my pistol. I'll break out the tranquilizers, and that somehow seems to work.
I think a tranquilizer would take down Halloween Resurrection, Michael. I just think he's kind of bitch-made in this movie, but...
I mean, he went from eating a fucking dog to cooking a mouse on a hot plate, so...
yeah. It's got to be warm.
Or
Daddy's
cold.
home. He wants a warm meal. Yeah.
I mean, it's still breathing, so it's cold. It's not hot.
That's fucking gross.
We gotta kill it! That should be the reaction. We're a half alive mouse on a hot plate.
On that note, I mean, we've rambled about this movie for nearly an hour, Evil, so was there anything else you wanted to cover before we jump into our next segment?
Nah, I think that's pretty much it. We can go ahead and get into time to jump on the gravy train of internet hatred. Look at them 1-star reviews. There's a decent amount of these 1 stars for
I would
Resurrection.
imagine
Surprising, right? I didn't think you would. You wouldn't think this movie is disliked as much as it is, but
But it is.
all right. First up, we have Luke on January 18th, 2022. 1 star, very, very bad. Even though I came with extremely low expectations. Movie still disappointed.
Disappointed, dude.
Disappointed
why are we
still
Star
movie
Wars?
this. Expectations low, extremely. Within came I. Though even... bad, very bad.
Fucking Star Wars.
Sure.
Goddamn geeks.
It's Attack of the Clones. Next is Randy. May 16th, 2022.
That was recent.
1 star, Halloween Resurrection. Oh, very disappointing. But of course, most sequels get worse and worse.
That's awesome.
Super appropriate. This is from Jankon on Halloween night 2021. 1 star. Awful. Just awful. Lousy
glazing.
everything. Yes. JLC in first few minutes and then film nosedives. Just awful.
Whoa, that's so bad.
Trying to be slick with JLC.
Yeah. Julk. Good old Julk.
Steph on not in the right season on December 15th, 2021. Steph was in the Christmas spirit and decided to say 1 star, waste of money. Don't buy this movie, not even sure why it's not free, as awful as it is.
Accidentally bought it.
Why am I paying for a movie from 2002?
That's a thing that people can start saying.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Next we have Matt Hangus. July 3rd, 2016. 1 star. Barely a Halloween tale. Don't waste your time. This is a movie that couldn't and probably shouldn't have been made. Jamie Lee Curtis is barely in it. And it clings to the Halloween canon in the most tenuous of ways. Jeezy. Pete.
That ain't Jeezy. That's Busta.
Michael Myers. How many times must you get killed?
As many as they want.
Next is Carrie. On October 9th, 2017, 1 star. Was stupid. Don't bother. This one's really intricate. January 16th, 2017. Spike. He jumped on the Amazon and said 1 star. Halloween Resurrection was a joke.
There you go. All you need.
This is a username that I need to make as a professional wrestler. But on January 26, 2021, this is from Joey Tornado.
Oh, nice.
Joey Tornado, 1 star. How bad could it be? I'm a fan of the Halloween franchise / Michael Myers and grew up watching the movies and have seen them over and over. Yes, most are cheesy, but you get through them because of the nostalgia. But this one was a no-go for me. It's by far the worst one that I've ever seen in the theater and on video. Like the others, I've seen this movie a few times. It never grew on me. The cast is annoying. Give it a go and see it for yourself. Or don't.
I like that. I didn't like it, but go ahead and see it if you want to.
Wise words from Joey Tornado.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Joey Tornado was my tag partner, uh-huh.
Joey Tornado, I got you for 3 minutes.
Hey, Tornado, you're going nowhere.
Meet his tag team partner, Johnny Twister.
He'll get you with the F5. Wait, that's already a move.
Oh, don't forget the third member of the team. It's Matthew Microburst.
Next, we got Don. October 24th, 2012. 1 star. What a bunch of rubbish. This entire Halloween movie should have been a battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, with Laurie finally putting an end to his ass once and for all. But no! Instead, she gets stabbed and killed by Michael Myers at the beginning of the movie. Now we dive into some stupid story about a bunch of bad acting teens who spend the night in Michael Myers' old house and getting hacked to death while doing it. What the hell? So Michael wins after all. And Laurie's dead?
Question mark?
3 question marks.
Oh.
She was the original survivor and hero, besides Dr. Loomis, from the 1978 classic. She should have survived. Jamie Lee's character gets a huge slap in the face and gets killed off? What a bunch of crap. Bottom line, this movie sucks. Along with the other sequels, besides 2, in the series. Buy the original and the second film, and don't bother with the rest, including this head of crap.
This head of crap?
Head of crap.
Yeah, you have a head of crap.
Yeah, Halloween Resurrection. It's a good movie, but it's the head of the crab.
God damn it. Oh, boy.
One more extensive one of these, and I included this one just because I like the title of it, from A. Minutella.
All right.
April 8, 2005. 1 star, Busta Rhymes kills a franchise. If the Amazon rating system ever develops something lower than 1 star, and even lower than 0 stars, if possible, this disgrace to a classic film series would get the dubious honor. And it must set a record for one actor successfully killing an entire movie with god-awful acting. This, of course, is Busta Rhymes. Ooh. A rap star turned dreadful actor who gives what must be the worst performance ever put on celluloid. I'm not sure why it became trendy to put rap stars with no acting abilities in prestigious films. Prestigious films.
The 8th Halloween is anything but prestigious.
The prestigious Halloween Resurrection.
Yes. I want to order the prestigious edition. The Scream Factory just put that out.
Oh, fuck that! I want that. That's what the 3-disc edition of Tapehead is going to be. The prestigious edition.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, shit. I.e., Redman and Seed of Chucky for once. So Seed of Chucky, prestigious film.
Yeah, not in the slightest.
Hopefully the trend will die off sooner than later. Why not hire someone that can actually act? Hearing Busta shout ghetto hip profanity with Michael engaging in kung fu is one of the most painful viewing experiences one can imagine.
Jesus.
This is painful viewing. This is not acting. This is cheaply done rap video come to life, and part of the blame must lie with producer Mustafa Akkad, who probably thought it was better to create something trendy than a genuinely suspenseful sequel.
Ooh, that's a tough tongue twister.
Genuinely suspenseful sequel. And as much as Jamie Lee Curtis is a real trooper for allowing herself in this mess, one can't even remotely recommend this bargain basement sequel. Utter trash.
Whoa, man. How dare you shit on the prestigious Halloween Resurrection?
Prestigious.
Prestige, worldwide, wide.
And his
Haddonfield, wide.
And
wide,
his
wide.
go-to example immediately after that is Seed of Chucky.
A movie I wouldn't watch if my eyeballs were. I don't even
Look
know.
forward
I
to
have
that Child's Play retrospective series coming up immediately following the Halloween series.
Not a goddamn chance. We cover 1 and 3 and Curse, and then I'll be done.
That is going to stick with me. Prestigious films.
Just go upstairs with a Sharpie and write prestigious edition on top of your DVD.
Do you want to watch Halloween Resurrection on DVD, Blu-ray, or the prestigious edition that I own?
Oh, fuck my life. Well, now that we're done with the Amazon 1-star reviews, the prestigious 1-star reviews, Evil. What does that mean?
It's time to cue up the prestigious Lemmy, who is God, for the most prestigious of music that he's ever created that he's not sure what the lyrics are. So it's time to play the game.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game.
It's all about the game and how you play it. You hit me like I murdered your fucking mother or something.
That's right. It's time to play the prestigious prop game. And if you're new here, welcome. And you're probably scratching your head asking yourself, what is the game? Well, the game is a deep cut in and of itself where you have to pick a prop from the movie that we are covering, but it cannot be a well-known prop. So, since we are covering Halloween Resurrection, you can't say you want Michael Myers' mask, you want his coveralls, you want his butcher knife. Those are all low-hanging fruit and will not be accepted. So, as Evil likes to say, you gotta go deep or
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
I'm about to kick you in your face. Oh boy, oh boy. There's a lot of stuff to pick in this movie, dude, and it wasn't an easy choice for me at first. That wasn't at first. I thought about it for a while. I was thinking of all the tech gizmos and whatnot. But then I started thinking back to our commentary, and I think I might have picked a prop in our commentary. So I am going to go with Katie Sackhoff's severed head because, like you said, that's a pretty goddamn good-looking severed head.
It really is.
So I think I'm taking that home with me, so I can look at discount Brittany Murphy, who is also dead, I guess. So.
Yeah, they're all dead. They're all messed up. I couldn't settle on anything, and then I just decided to go outside the box and just give me something that's fucking could be potentially.
You want that cappuccino machine?
I initially was thinking thinking Busta's Kung Fu tape, but I settled on something stupider, much stupider. I'm gonna take the best friend's cosplay hair pick because he's trying to be They're trying to cosplay.
Trying to be Jules?
Yeah, they're trying to cosplay as Pulp Fiction. So he's trying to not do blackface, but be a black man from Pulp Fiction. So his thing to do is just put on the Sam Jackson looking wig and then put a hair pick in there, which is not at all what happens in the movie.
No.
But I like that that's his go-to for like, he's black, so give me a hair pick and put it in there.
What if he would have done blackface?
I mean, it's 2002. I'm surprised he didn't, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I probably even was thinking in 02.
How
like,
offensive is it really? Is it offensive? No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking kidding.
It kind of, I hate saying it, but it kind of depends.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
Robert
not
Downey
offensive,
Jr.
at least.
gets away with it.
Yeah.
To a degree, I've been watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. There's a running gag in that where they make their own version of Lethal Weapon 5, and one of the characters puts on blackface to be Murtaugh, does a really good Murtaugh. But the one female character, Sweet D in the show, she dresses up in blackface to play Murtaugh's daughter and marries Riggs. She looks rough. Like, ooh. I feel that's offensive, but dude playing Murtaugh and sounding like Murtaugh, shit, is fine.
Not offensive. See Thomas Howell and Soul Man? Offensive. You know? There's a line.
bad.
There's a weird line.
Yeah, it's
weird line.
It's a strange line. I don't know how I would have felt. I definitely would have made it unique, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you heard it here first, folks. Blackface sometimes okay.
3B Video says blackface is occasionally acceptable.
Tolerable.
Tolerable. There you go.
Yeah, tolerable. Not, I don't want to say it's not offensive, because it is offensive, but, I don't want to be like lighten up, because I guess you're darkening up. I don't know.
Who would have thought we'd be discussing blackface when we came to Halloween Resurrection?
I'm getting canceled. We're getting canceled.
If we haven't been canceled for how we're talking doing this franchise, we never will be.
Yeah, bring it on. No, all in fun, all in love. We love it. All right, Evil. Now that we've covered the movie, kind of, and we've done our Brown Panty Award.
This is the end of another chapter of the franchise.
Yeah. Next, in 2 weeks, we get to take a trip down to the trailer park a little bit. So,
I'm glad I had fun.
Glad I
had fun this week because I'm getting ready to have a month of not quite as much.
One of us is going to have a real good time next week.
Spoilers, it's not going to be me.
And I will do my best, much like you did with Halloween 5. I'll do my best to kind of bring you around to see things my way, and if not, no big deal. But I think that's what makes this franchise so awesome. And we already talked about the toxic fan base.
Just stir that pot, man. I just want to stir that pot.
But we're an exact replication of that fan base. Like, I like Rob Zombie's first Halloween, and you despise it. And that's contained to just you and me right here. We are sort of a weird representation of the fan base, and I can't wait to talk to you about it, and the things I like, and hear what you don't like.
And next week will be the first time I've ever put it out in internet world that my opinion of not liking a particular Halloween film, and being in the I'm not a fan of the Rob Zombie version. So, yeah, who else can say that they made it this far without saying, you know what, I don't like it. I think I win. I win for the longest holdout.
You did hold out for a very long time. So we'll be back in 2 weeks to discuss Rob Zombie's Halloween. But I suppose we should probably get going because, after all, there's a lot of movies out there and somebody's got to watch them. So why not us, right?
What do you mean you don't want to be famous? That's the American dream.